This insignificant discovery has provided me a drug-free option for preventing and eliminating pain before, during, and after dental, medical, and minor surgical procedures. My dentists have performed root canals, crowns, and tooth extractions without Novocaine. Doctors and surgeons have performed oral surgery, endoscopies, colonoscopies, and a lumpectomy, all without local or general anesthesia. Most people have heard the bad news. We only use about 10% of our brain. Today, you will hear the sad news about the 90% no one was interested in using. Do you know your brain has always possessed amazing capabilities that have been ignored for 100 years? That's probably our entire lives. Except in 1959, when I discovered the secret to activate our dormant mental skills. Most people did not hear my new idea how to share this secret because TED Talks did not exist in 1959. Many years ago, I determined how to utilize a new quantum theory concept that enhances the performance of our subconscious brain functions. Okay, I call that a slight exaggeration. This new concept does not enhance all brain functions, but enough, the ones that process pain. Somehow, this innovative quantum theory concept remains insignificant, even though it helped to stimulate a previously unknown capability of the human brain that enables the mind to change the way our brain works. What are you supposed to do with that? Fortunately, something noteworthy also occurred. On September 3rd, 1959, I determined how to utilize this previously unknown capability of the brain to help teach our mind how to consciously eliminate our pain. Stop. Please try to pause your thoughts and clear your mind for 2 seconds. If you are skeptical, you will need to act gullible for only 5 minutes. Then you might appreciate the practical advantage others perceive from learning a non-drug approach to eliminate their chronic pain. However, if you're at least curious about my old discovery, that's a good start. I was a proud member of the Fairfax High School football team. Briefly, the coach routinely required the team to do a painful leg lift exercise. As our stomach and thigh muscles began to burn, the pain became so severe that everyone, at some point, dropped their legs to the ground. I came up with an idea. If we could distract our mind's attention away from pain by teaching our brain to focus on something pleasant, we should be able to manipulate our awareness of pain. Was I naive? Probably so, but I made a firm commitment to change the way my brain processes a pain signal. This idea would have seemed impossible to all physicists and laughable to neuroscientists. Luckily for me, I was blissfully unaware of their long-standing scientific rule that concluded we cannot change the way our brain works. I was also not aware my new quantum theory concept would stimulate a dormant, unknown capability of the human brain called self-directed neuroplasticity. Within 7 days, I taught my 14-year-old mind to manipulate specific functions of the brain that change the way our brain, our subconscious brain, processes pain. Thus began my 52-year quest to scientifically prove my discovery, the ability of our mind to control some brain functions and help us mentally eliminate pain. At the next football practice, Coach Moeller noticed I was the only player not to drop my legs to the ground. As he stared down at me, I waited for him to say, "Wow, how do you do that?" Instead, he kicked my legs and yelled, "Knock it off, Howery." I never did knock it off. The team and the coach were not impressed with my skills. In 1890, Harvard professor William James proclaimed, "We can change the way our brain works." Well, his long-forgotten opinion remains obscure. I thought I proved and demonstrated his long-ignored theory in 1959. Then, in 2011, I assumed I confirmed the professor's theory. Dr. Sean Mackey arranged for me to demonstrate this unknown mental ability at his Stanford Systems Neuroscience and Pain Laboratory in Palo Alto, California. His research team used their real-time MRI to map the activity of specific regions of my brain. Their testing demonstrated my mental techniques ability to ramp up activity in the region of the brainstem that modulates the severity of pain. The results also identified the mind's ability to shut down the region of the amygdala that processes fear. For 60 years, this insignificant discovery has provided me a drug-free option for preventing and eliminating pain before, during, and after dental, medical, and minor surgical procedures. My dentists have performed root canals, crowns, and tooth extractions without Novocaine. Doctors and surgeons have performed oral surgery, endoscopies, colonoscopies, and a lumpectomy, all without local or general anesthesia. They were all skeptical, yet indifferent. Not a single dentist, doctor, surgeon, or anesthesiologist inquired how I was able to do that. There's more. This useful mental skill also avoids any need for pain drugs before and after major surgeries. I always choose my drug-free option to eliminate pain because it works and there are 0 side effects. Could this discovery have helped to avoid the prescription drug addiction epidemic and opioid overdose crisis? This escalating crisis kills an average of 130 friends and loved ones each day. And in 2019 alone, cost the U.S. economy as much as $214 billion. This crisis must have been considered critical even in 2017. The National Institutes of Health took the lead of an $81 million multi-agency initiative to accelerate research to develop a non-drug approach to eliminate pain. NIH has yet to reply to me or even acknowledge my offers to help them replicate my discovery and encourage others to learn this useful mental skill. I hope you enjoyed this true story about a tenacious ninth grader who still believes he taught at least one human brain to manipulate our sensation of pain. By the way, William Howery continues to live pain-free in Howard County, Maryland, with his high school sweetheart, Susan. His incredible discovery was a teachable skill he tried to share for 60 years.